Guys, I will be dictating two passages every day, one general and one legal. So subscribe to my channel for latest updates. 5 seconds. The fact that an insurance policy was obtained by the deceased from the insurance/petitioner company and his death as a result of an accident is not in dispute. The policy was repudiated by the petitioner/insurance company on the grounds of suppression of material facts, and therefore what is required to be examined is the credibility and authenticity of the medical certificate indicating that the insuree was heart and diabetes patient at the time of his taking the insurance policy, and that the policy could thus be repudiated on the grounds of suppression of material facts. In this connection, we note that the certificate of the hospital, which has been submitted as evidence, does not have the seal of the doctor who had signed it. Further and more importantly, there is no affidavit of the said doctor nor of any officer of the petitioner/insurance company to prove the authenticity of the medical treatment at BBMB hospital, as also the medical certificate issued thereafter. These apart from filing the written statement of H.K. Chaudhary, an officer of the petitioner/insurance company, in support of its case, petitioner/insurance company did not lead any other evidence in support of the contentions made in the statement. Counsel for the petitioner has contended that since the written statement was made in affidavit form, it should be taken as evidence, which we are afraid we cannot do. Written statements cannot be taken as evidence since the respondent did not get an opportunity to cross-examine or challenge the same. It is well settled that pleadings cannot be held as evidence, and in the absence of any evidence in support of the case set up, the certificate produced by the petitioner from the hospital is of no help to the petitioner, because, as stated above, the petitioner took no steps to prove the same. Production of a document is different from proof of the same. Para. In view of the above facts, we uphold the orders of the fora below that the insuree died as a result of an accident for which he was covered under the insurance policy. Therefore, the revision petitions are dismissed accordingly. Para. The petitioner/insurance company is directed to settle the claim of the respondent under the policy with interest at the rate 6% from the date when the claim was repudiated, that is 33/33/2005, till the date of actual payment, as well as pay rupees 1000 to the respondent as cost within 6 weeks. Para. From the documentary evidence on record, it has been proved that plaintiff number 1 has share of 14 canals, 14 marlas in the joint land in question, as is also evident from the Jamabandi for 1967-68. It is also evident from mutation 1953 exhibit P15 that Jai Kishan, plaintiff number 2, purchased 4 canals, 5 marlas land from Amar Singh, father and predecessor of defendant number 10, Ramesh. Consequently, plaintiffs are proved to be owner of the suit land to the extent claimed by them. Para. On 5/10/2010, counsel for respondent number 1, defendant number 10, inter alia, contended that according to plaint averments, Amar Singh transferred land in excess of his share, and therefore last transferee of Amar Singh has to suffer. On 6/4/2011, Counsel for Appellant responded to the said contention by submitting that wide mutation number 2024 Exhibit P16 Ramesh defendant number 10 / respondent number 1 himself got land from his father Amar Singh by way of release deed dated 21/12/2005, and therefore he is last transferee. Learned counsel for respondent number 1, however, contended that other transferees of Amar Singh have not been made party to the suit to determine as to who has to suffer on account of transfer of land in excess of his share by Amar Singh. Para, I have carefully considered the aforesaid contentions. In so far as share of plaintiff number 1 is concerned, he is original co-sharer in the land as depicted in the Jamabandi for 1967-68. As regards share purchased by plaintiff number 2 from Amar Singh, it has not been depicted that the said sale by Amar Singh to plaintiff number 2 was in excess of share of Amar Singh. On the contrary, even thereafter, Amar Singh made various transfers, including transfer to defendant number 10 himself. It may, however, be clarified that judgment in the instant list shall have no bearing on the rights of the persons who are not party to the instant list. However, plaintiffs cannot be non-suited merely because some other alleged transferees of Amar Singh have not been made party to the suit. On the contrary, learned counsel for the appellants submits that the said transferees are also party to the suit.